Hey gang, for anyone who's been watching TV, surfing the internet, listening to the radio, you guys know where there's a conflict between US and Iran. And just last night, Iran decided to launch missiles into US troops in Iraq. So far, there's no US casualties, but And as a matter of fact, if you look at the Dow Jones right now, the markets are not pricing in anything. If you looked at the market, you wouldn't even know there was a threat of war, any type of attack, nothing. The markets are totally brushing it off. But with that said, I've been getting a lot of emails and questions over the past few days asking me, Roger, what if? What if there's a war? What if something develops? What if there's what if this escalates further and further and further? And it could. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. Acts of war are unforeseeable. Just like weather. Earthquakes, weather, acts of war, these are unforeseeabilities. These are not things that anyone can predict. I cannot predict what Trump is going to do and what Iran is going to do, especially Iran. I mean, So the best thing to do is to prepare yourself. So what I decided to do is to do a quick video and to show you that if something does happen, and I don't think it will, I don't think we're going to see an escalation. I think Iran did this to save face so that they could say, well, we were retaliated. If you call this retaliation, I think more people died in the stampede of the general in Iran than over the past 12 hours with this retaliation, but we don't talk about that. The bottom line is things can go wrong and we can have other wars or threats. So I want to alert you at the best possible assets, ETF stocks to trade when there's a threat of war. I figured it won't hurt. So again, we're not seeing it right now. Probably nothing's going to happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So first, let's look at the ETF. This is a U.S. Aerospace and Defense iShares ETF. Ticker symbol is ITA. And notice in the last few days, we've been rallying. That's what usually happens in a time of conflict. If you're not into that one, if you're not into the ITA, if you don't like the iShares, and a lot of guys have, or a lot of gals have, brokerage accounts that give them deals if they have different or hold different ETFs that they have a relationship with. So some of you may be trading the S&P instead of the iShares. Some trade iShares, some trade S&P. Their correlation is literally like 90%. There's not that much difference. If I was to show you the constituents in these companies, for example, let's just kind of go through it real quick so you could see who's in it. You will see it's the same characters. You got Northrop Grumman, Aerojack, Lockheed Martin, so forth and so forth. And if you look here, you will see it's pretty much the same crowd. This one holds 39, and we got Boeing, Lockheed Martin, United Technologies, Northrop Grumman, the same ones basically as this one, just in a different order. This one holds 36 stocks, and this one holds 39. Both are great. One has 2 million. This is assets under management. The bigger one is the ITA. The smaller one is the SXAR. Both are fine. If you have a relationship with a broker and the broker gives you better, I don't think there's commission on these ETFs anymore, but I think if you get a benefit, some type of a benefit, go with the one that your broker recommends. It makes no difference. Now, in terms of other type of attacks, we may not have a traditional war. We may have a cyber war, internet war. As a matter of fact, if I had to put my money on it, I would say that's how Iran would retaliate. It makes the most sense because look, they know they can't win in a traditional war against the U.S. That's a joke. But cyber, they can easily do it, and there's a lot less. It's just a lot cleaner, and they do have the technology for it. So if it's a cyber attack, if it's not a traditional war, I've got you covered too. Hack, it's a great ETF. You can buy all the cybersecurity stocks in one bang for the buck with Hack. Ticker symbol HACK. Now, let's say you want specific stocks. I would stick to the big ones like Lockheed Martin. If you look at Lockheed Martin and if you look at, let me take you back here to the chart of the aerospace defense sector, you will see that they're not doing anything too different from another. You have a congestion here, and you have a little breakout here, and you have the same thing here with Lockheed Martin. And if you don't like Lockheed Martin, for example, you have Northrop Grumman, another good company. And again, it's been congesting for a very long time. And what do I always say? The longer the congestion, the better the odds you're going to see a good breakout. And right now, if things with Iran develop further, or if there's more further escalation, you're going to see higher prices on defensive stocks. So again, XAR, that's an aero and defense ETF. ITA, another aero and defense ETF. HACK, a cybersecurity ETF, which this one you should really pay attention to. It has good diversification from the overall market, and it's got a bunch of cybersecurity companies in one easy-to-trade asset. Really, really simple. And again, if you want individual stocks, Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, two great market cap leaders. Again, I'm not seeing a threat right now. As a matter of fact, the Dow is up. I've never seen a Dow up the day following an attack on U.S. troops. First for me. But again, as I said, there were more deaths from the stampede at the general's funeral than we had over the last 12 hours with this drama we've been seeing with Iran attacking U.S. on Iraq soil, which is, I'll save that for another day. But I hope this helps, and this will help you stay defensive. Write down the name of these ticker symbols because they may come in handy sooner than later. Now, there's plenty of unknowns in the market as we start 2020 together. We've got the election, this new conflict with Iran. We've got impeachments, and the U.S.-China trade talk that no one's talking about anymore. Right? Last month, everyone was talking about trade war. Now no one's mentioned it at all this week. But no matter what happens next, there's a strategy that's tailor-made to generate consistent weekly income no matter what happens next. And that's why I'm urging you to watch this video that Rob Booker just released. He details the strategy that I expect to dominate this market step by step. It's easy. Few clicks, you can do it too. In fact, it's so simple that he even places a few trades live, so you can see how easy it is to collect hundreds and even thousands of dollars in some cases, literally in a few seconds. This video's coming down. Watch it now before it comes down. You're going to regret it if you don't. Click the link below. Talk to you soon.